Hello, hi there Virgos. I do hope that you're all well. Welcome to my channel. Most people know me as Better the Secret Psychic, and this is your love horoscope for December 2017. And if you're watching me for the first time, how I do all my readings is basically with the help of my spirit guides. I basically, at a psychic level, interpret the information that they give me in a very general way to give you some insight and some guidance relating to what's likely to coming your way with the energies during this month when it comes to romance. If you'd like to know more about me or have a private reading, or perhaps join my Facebook page where I come on live Monday to Friday with some daily guidance there too, then all the links are just down below. And all my readings start from as little as $4.99, where you can catch me on my Instago app, or you might want to have a Skype call or a mini video service from me, which you can get from my website. But all the links are just down below. So, what is it that my guides want to express to you in terms of things that you should be looking out for in the month of December? And oh boy, is December going to be, the finale of the year in a marvelous, beautiful, gorgeous way. It certainly is. But I feel for you guys, the way it comes across is that you have a deep knowing already about what you need to do when it comes to your love life. Like, you super need to trust it, even if it feels like it's hard. You have a deep knowing, and you leave the month knowing deeply that you have done the right thing, whether this is taking someone back, sticking into something, or whether it's about disregarding and leaving so that you start 2018 completely brand new. You need to trust your deep inner knowing greatly. So yours feels like it's a little bit, I say a little bit complicated, but there's a little bit of things in your month that I'll try to explain as best I can, basically. My guides are saying here, actually, for the first week, which is actually the start of the Mercury Retrograde, which is actually beautiful Mercury Retrograde in uncovering truths, better communication, which usually does the opposite. And it's also a time when people also will return. So do expect that. For some of you that perhaps have broken up with somebody, do expect that they'll be back during the retrograde. But this is where your deep knowing needs to come in. So if your deep knowing right now as you're looking at this is that it's not going to work out or they won't change, and you deeply know that, you need to trust, and you need to do with that information what is for your highest good. We're going into a new cycle from December where there's some large astrological shifts for the next 2.5 years. You do not want to be going through the next 2.5 years with the same thing on your back, basically. So deeply know your inner truth, deeply know the inner voice that's been telling you, and do follow through with it. That being said, now for some Virgos, in the first week of December, there are some wedding proposals that are coming your way, or suggestions of living together, or grand gestures, basically, that are, sort of profound things or declarations when it comes to love from somebody else. The trouble is that I have with this, because that should be good news, and for some of you it will be good news, because some of your deeper knowing will be knowing that that person is right for you, and knowing that you can follow that greatly and smile, and you would be absolutely right. That would be the new start, a new beginning in this month when things are shifting and going into a new cycle of energy, particularly from the 20th of December. But for those of you where you've had this grand gesture, this grand proposal, this grand idea, this grand declaration of love, but in the back of your mind, you don't trust that person. And I mainly get because of their energy with other people, let's just say, that you've not, perhaps that you've been in a triangle, or they've been cheating. You don't trust whether what they're saying to you is actually real, and you need it to be backed up by action. So I just get here, again, for those of you, you really need to really soul search about whether you believe that this person can do it, but I think it would be helped if they can prove it by actions. And I get here that basically you will start to speak your truth in the second, to say, I'm really glad that you've asked me this, to marry you, or to move in, or that you declared your love on Facebook, for the world to see, because perhaps I've asked that from you and you've not done it, but you're doing it now. But I kind of need a little bit more. I kind of need to know whether you've got rid of bad addiction problems. I need to know whether you have let go of that other person. I need to know that you have perhaps got some therapy for some of the things that, you've had that have caused problems in our relationship. What is it you're going to do more than what you've just said to me to prove it? Because I need it now. And I get, for some of you, you really need them to prove you differently, to shift you out of perhaps what it is that you may deeply secretly know to be true. Now, some of them will let you down because it was just empty words. It was a buy-in. It was to try to get you back in, and they won't be able to prove it. They won't be able to follow through by asking you to marry you, but then not telling everybody, or not planning the venue, or doing something that you need concretely from them. You know, adding you on Facebook, for instance. It could be anything, but they don't do it. That will also confirm your deeper knowing that you probably already knew that they were full of you know what. And then you can deeply know that when you reject them, you've made absolutely the right decision. You can close the door on it, basically. Some of you, they will prove you right. And you will also know that maybe deep down you kind of knew and hoped that they would. And you'd be right too. Because I get from the other person, they do need to free themselves from things. They either need to free themselves from being wayward and being with lots of other people, or to free themselves from another connection that was not helpful and quite toxic for them, that they got stuck in. It could also be, again, it's coming out about the way that some people, perhaps their mindset has been that they've been highly insecure and they've been running and coming and going, and it's all been about them not dealing with their own inner shadows. They do prove it, because actually it's not right for their own energy to move forward in a way that's not going to benefit them at the end of the day, let alone you. I do get here, though, in the second week, you're going to be very firm about seeing something tangible from them, because there's no way, my guides are saying, for you, where you have this doubt that you're going to go into 2018 carrying the same problems, or carrying this person and their problems with you. So you need to see it. I think there'll be about 30% of you where it doesn't. But don't see that as a bad thing. Please don't, because I freed you, and you can finally then have closure and use this beautiful energy that we have in December to your advantage, because it means you're free to invite somebody who isn't, that the universe will be trying to align you to anyway. But the rest of you, you get it straight away, or they will prove it to you. It does represent, like, I feel with this other person, it's a real, it takes a lot of bravery for them to stop doing what they're doing, or to remove themselves, let's say, from another situation. It takes a lot of bravery for them, but they do it for you. So even if that person has to go to counselling, they do it for you. That is a brave thing, because it means they have to talk about stuff that has actually been causing them some emotional distress on some kind of level, that then come out in their behaviour. But they're doing it for you, and for themselves, of course. It means that they get to also start in a brave new way. And, like, I just feel here that, I mean, you're observing the whole situation a little bit over December, but it just gets better and gets better and gets better. Even if you had to make the hard decision by leaving, it just gets better and better for you. You feel confident. You feel like it's flowing the right way. It feels great. It feels great. There will be no need, because you need to see this, and I've pretty much been saying this to a lot of star signs. You need to see this, that this is like going into a brand new thing. And the one thing that you need to know as part of your deep knowing is whether you can forgive the person for perhaps how they have been as well. You need to deeply know that you can or you can't. Hence why my guides are focusing on you already knowing the answer to your own question when it comes to your love life. That you will deeply know. And again, even if you're meeting somebody and you're single for the first time, you will deeply know intuitively whether they're right or they're wrong for you. But for some of you, you will test that out because you need to see action. So if you're single, you'll meet somebody and you want to see that they stick to their times, that they meet you, that they call you, all the things that would be good indicators that they're giving you some certainty. Or you'll be off. I get that's the strength that you have with the power of the retrogrades, with the power of Saturn moving into Capricorn, with the power of Jupiter being in Scorpio. You have that power behind you, guys, that just brings you into the light. no matter what your decision is. So do not be afraid. And that's kind of like, I just get here that you guys in particular leave this year wiser, deeply wiser about what your needs are, and also reflecting on how the experience perhaps has lifted you at a spiritual level too. And you'll take that forward. Even if you stay with that person, you take it forward, which then only shapes this new cycle for the next 2.5 years with you and them. It's going to be different. Very, very different. So I hope that's made sense. Trust yourself is pretty much the message in this reading. You deeply already know the answer to your question. Some of it will be, shown to you in action one way or the other. But do not fear if you happen to be that kind of 30% where actually you're definitely walking away. Do not fear, because it's definitely for the best. And it frees you to invite exactly what the universe is trying to align you to, which is the love of your life. So I super hope that that's been helpful for you guys today. Again, if you do like this, do subscribe, do share, do comment. I'd love to hear from you all. At the end of December, I hope to get out your annual horoscopes for the year that will cover everything from love, romance, work, everything, as well as obviously your January forecast for love for 2017. And I super hope that's been helpful, guys. Lovely to read for you, and you take care. Happy holidays.